right, so this is going to be day 30 and the last day of this little series here. And we'll go over what is going to be next at the end of this. But today I finally did it. I finally did my glorious king Gojo. Um, you know, I really hate Gege Akutami. I think that it's really nice that there's a sea of distance between the two of us because I hate him. Because he made Gojo so hard to draw just for me though. Because I can draw very well. I can draw a lot of characters. I can draw a lot of anatomy. I can draw it all very well. But I cannot draw Gojo Satoru. It's the only man I can't draw. I've tried to do it before on paper. I couldn't do it. Right. So I locked in today. All right. I tried my best and it came out okay. So that's what we call improvement. All right. That was kind of the whole point of this series, wasn't it? Um, but yeah, no, so I did have a picture um that I was using for this as like a reference. But unfortunately, because proportions and stuff, it was hard to make it look as if I guess make it like translate over to Gojo. Yeah, you can see here I mean the face is just time and time and again. It just I do not know what was up with it, man. So I really tried to go back to the reference image as much as I could and really just tried to like this one I really tried to nail in the reference image. And if I was drawing the actual reference image, I could have pivoted off of that, but that was more just to get kind of the general shape. I did end up drawing him with his glasses, mostly because I just think, I mean, I don't know, man. Blindfold's just a little because like I don't know, when I think of Gojo, I think of him with the glasses, because I think of his eyes. So and I was gonna draw him in his compression shirt from when he was fighting Sukuna, but I ended up going with his more classical outfit. Just because I mean, first of all, it's easier to draw, and second of all, it's just what I know him a bit better for. Mostly because I haven't read the manga, so I know what happens. I just can't read. And so yeah, I ended up it was between red or blue. I ended up choosing red, just because there's already some blue in his eyes, some blue in his outfit, so I wanted to create a little bit more contrast. And I will say, I think that the anatomy of this picture was pretty spot on. I think maybe the mouth could have been a bit higher, but outside of that, it was pretty much rock solid. Yeah, and again, I think that's just mostly comes down to having a reference picture, being able to check back with that um, consistently. So yeah, you can see here, um, I'm making like some final touches, just kind of really, and then I'm going into like redrawing it with line art, like more specifically, just because I didn't want to have to like erase down stuff, just because I wanted to really make sure that the line art was very clean, and that did work, which you'll see why the final image had some less than stellar line art here in a bit. I will say I think one thing that I really liked about this was the mouth. I think the mouth was very well drawn on this. Just because I have a hard time with them, so you know, just kind of one of those things. Also, I didn't know this. I was just like so locked in. I wasn't listening to any music. This took like 3 hours, no music, just straight locked in, and that was a very odd feeling because I could have turned it like I had music at the ready. I just never turned it on. So it was just a very odd feeling. Um, Again, I did try to get his jawline, I guess, perfect, and I do wish I had drawn his hair a little bit more flicking upwards. I think that would have helped. Though I did try to correct for it a little bit here, and then just readjusting some proportions and anatomy. I do kind of wish I had shifted the right eye down. I guess it technically would be his left eye, but on the right side. I do kind of wish I had shifted it down a bit more, but I do think it still looks good. It still is very very easy to define and to see. So yeah, you can see here now I started trying to do the coloring, and that's where some big problems started, right? So I was like, okay, I'll try out this blue, right? Oh no, I kind of want a bit of a darker shade, right? And I was like, okay, well let me put some skin tone in, and I had to make a new layer for the skin tone, and then I couldn't actually add any shading, so I tried to redo the layer, right? And you'll notice, you'll notice coming in here, I couldn't actually add new colors to layers. I could only add darker colors, not lighter ones. So that really screwed over this image, oddly enough. You can see here the line art's very clean, it's very precise, right? It's very nice, it's very fluid, and that did not last. I really wish I just kind of restarted the program. I just didn't think of it at the time. Which I mean, stupid, but what are you gonna do about it, right? And so this ended up. I mean, it just started. I started just losing track of which layer was which very quickly, and it did not end very well. Um, but because again, like everything here looks good, and I do think again by the end I did kind of salvage it, but Jesus Christ, I mean this legitimately had me mad. Like I was playing Elden Ring earlier today, and that made me less mad than drawing this. Like that's how bad like this drawing got, because it was just so annoying to try to draw everything. It was brutal. So yeah, that was the real lesson. Make sure to save and reload whenever stuff doesn't work. Don't just try to thug it out. Because yeah, it got really bad here when I had to start trying to do the skin, and then it was this, and then like, oh, and then eventually like some parts of his hair would flick out, and then his hair was on two layers, and it was just gross. It was so gross. I should have just called it quits earlier, and so you can see me. I still am just trying to fight with it. Um, but and again, like this looks good. Like it looks, I mean, it's complete. It looks fine, but it's just like, God, dude, it's just it was so brutal. It was so annoying having to do this. It did eventually catch up to me. I mean, that's the worst part. I mean, this looks like it is a good looking drawing. I tried to add some red hints to the to his eyes, or to his not his eyes, his hair, just so that it would pop as more of a, I guess it's more of like you can see the energy of the red coming off. I did end up going with a couple different redesigns for red itself, and I do actually really like this design. And though I did kind of reinterpret it a little bit later, I do think this was probably the best that I did make. And if I was able to color it in the way I wanted to, it probably would have ended up very very good. But can't always go what you want, right? Because again, it looks very clean. It looks very fluid. So all I had to do is draw in the background after this, and you can see it will go to shit, as the youngins say. Yeah, this was, I mean, for the last part of the series, it was disappointing that I got screwed over because of the technology, not because of my like actual skill. That very much annoyed me, right? And so now I was just kind of trying to like force my way through the drawing, and I don't know, I didn't want it to get messed up. So it was just a very very annoying process. But again, I think like the actual drawing looks good. It's just, I think it could have looked a lot better without these technical issues. I think I could have focused a lot more, because by the end of this, I just kind of wanted it to be done. I didn't really care as much about the integrity, and that definitely came to play. And so eventually, I did just try to kind of sort out my different layers. Um, and I mean, again, it sucked that it had to get screwed over this way. And so you can see here, I'm just trying to fix, like trying to get the background in the background again. And I mean, I was very tempted to just restart this from the beginning. The issue is I couldn't go back far enough to just have the line art. So it's just, ugh. Well, I guess I could have. I could have just deleted all the layers that weren't line art, but even then, the line art had gotten a little messy. So it was just bleh, just kind of a very big bleh. But yeah, no. Again, I still do like how this turned out. I think it was still fun. I mean, it's still interesting. And again, I'm glad that I was able to make it actually kind of look a lot more like Gojo. But yeah. In terms of what I'm gonna do like for future videos, it's probably gonna be a lot of I guess more like because a lot of these videos of like learning how to draw have been me just kind of ranting about the media that I'm already doing. So it'll be just more focused on the media that I want to talk about, and they'll be styled as me talking about the media, right? So I think that'll be just a little easier, and of course it'll still be the art, but it'll just be it'll just be different. So yeah, this is gonna be the end, I guess, the end of an era. And then I guess Tuesday night, I guess or maybe Wednesday, I should make a video kind of just recapping what I've learned, right? Like what changed, what I would impart after 30 days. So yeah, again, I mean, this was a fun series, even if like a lot of this obviously just me talking to myself. But it was, I mean, it was fun. It's just very fun to. I like drawing, so just being able to do that while talking about drawing and try to talk about the things I like, it's just a very fun experience for me. You can see here I'm just kind of finishing up, trying to really get that final crisp look to it all. And I do think I succeeded in that. I think this does end up looking very good by the end. But yeah, so again, stay tuned. I should have some more stuff coming out in the next few days. So again, thank y'all for watching, and I hope you'll have a great rest of your day. See ya.